Thanks for joining us on Focus on Africa from BBC World News. There are conflicting reports on the number of people who died in an anti-government protest in Ethiopia at the weekend. The government says 7 people lost their lives, but Amnesty International says nearly 100 people were killed. A wave of massive protests by the 2 largest ethnic communities in Ethiopia took place in the northwestern town of Bahir Dar and the Oromia region near the capital Addis Ababa. Well, police responded by using tear gas and firing in the air. Many people were injured. Focus on Africa's Emmanuel Igunza has been in Bahir Dar, and a warning there is some violence shown in his report.
Well, here in the northwestern city of Bahir Dar, funerals have been held today for the victims of alleged killings by police during those protests that rocked the city on Sunday. The town is a tourist destination, but much of it has remained shut down. There is very little movement, and some of the local shops have remained closed for most parts of the day. The protest also got to Addis Ababa, where dozens of youth were arrested by police when they took the streets chanting anti-government songs. Now, there are reports of people dying in Oromia region in several towns where the protests were held, but the confirmation is very difficult to come by.
Well, with me now is Ethiopia's Charge d'Affaires, Abdullahi Yusuf. Thanks for taking time to talk to us. Looking at that video, the first question that people will ask is, why use weapons on peaceful demonstrators?
The right question, I actually see this is the supremacy of Constitution. We had a lot of demonstrations before, so it is like witnessed this demonstration for a couple of days, past days. These were instigated by some extremist and subversive elements to halt the development, the plans of the country. Where we are targeted now, we are currently targeting the poverty. This instance, when the world witnessed that Ethiopia is growing so
you're saying this has been influenced by other people, but my question here is, was there any point of using weapons on a peaceful demonstration?
There was no use of weapons as far as we are concerned, because this one was like the demonstrations were not peaceful as it used to be. It had been instigated by extreme elements, and they were brandished instruments, equipment and firearms and so on when they come out the demonstrations. But the force, the peacekeeping bodies, they came only after this demonstration went violent, aiming and attacking peacekeepers as well as civil citizens and properties of the public and private properties.
I'm finding it bizarre when you say these demonstrations were influenced by outside forces. I'm wondering whether all those people who are on the streets were manipulated by outside forces, and that whatever they were demonstrating about is not really an issue for Ethiopia.
Is it easy these days to do instigations, through this social media and so on? So unwanted elements, they can do this, instigate,
to what end?
especially leading the youth.
Why? Why would you say that? What's the proof that there was manipulation from outside?
It's clear. You look at the social media, what's happening. See everywhere, right and left. Like we have seen different opinions, but this is beyond belief that these are, directly aiming at the developmental aims of the country.
All right, these groups that demonstrated all weekend were from different areas, and their main issues are basically land and being marginalized. Does the Ethiopian government really not listen, at least to them, to find out whether they can calm the situation?
We have had so many kind of demonstrations before, protests and so on. We have handled them peacefully, and we have taken their requests, their demands, and we have addressed all those demands. Now we see also a mix, like people, innocently asking for, part of like good governance, something to improve.
Those are legitimate issues.
Those are legitimate issues we handle as well. We take them seriously, and we sit and we do whatever is required to address them. Because at the end, it is all the people's benefit. It's for the people. It's a democracy. It is a constitution This is already there in place. But people would like to protect the constitutional rights of, given to them, or they got it from their constitution.
All right.
So there are established regulations, established systems. So we had to continue and address, and also bring those people who are not abide by the law
Mr. Abdullahi, this is a conversation that can go on and on, but we have to leave it there for now. But thank you for taking time to talk to us on Focus on Africa.
Thank you for having me, Sophie. Thank you.